Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Jim. Welcome back to another BlueBrixx review, BlueBrixx Star Trek review. I've got another set here to go through, and let's just jump into it, shall we? All right. So this time around, we've got the Romulan to Deridex Warbird. This is another BlueBrixx Pro set. This is similar, obviously. Romulans are a thing. We did the Warbird review a little while ago. This is a 266 piece set. Romulan Warbird, next generation era, next gen DS9, etc. So let's just jump into it. Just with all their other sets, nice super solid box. There's a tray on the a cardboard tray on the inside that comes out. In fact, where's my opening? Here we go. Nice little tray that pops open. 5 poly bags in this one. All of them were numbered number 1, so kind of useless because I just had to dump them all out into a tray to make it work. The numbers in the instructions are not numbered by bag or anything, just all one shot. Really nice heavy paperweight on the instruction book, full color, mostly clear instructions in terms of what steps to do and what pieces to take, etc. There was a couple of sections in here where the pieces were super fiddly, and it took me a while to figure out exactly what orientation they needed to go in. And at one point I had to pull out the pliers, which really kind of sucks because the instructions were not clear on which direction these particular pieces needed to go, and obviously I got it wrong on the first try. Had to pull out the pliers, get a little bit of work done. Fortunately, I don't think I scratched the pieces, although it was less than an ideal experience to have to pull out the pliers. But anyway, so full color instruction booklet, inventory in the back, of course, if you need it. That all drops into the box. A few extra pieces as usual, nothing out of the ordinary here if you're familiar with Lego. Mostly the 1x1 tiles, the cheese wedge, and this little funky piece that BlueBrixx makes that folds into the, I don't know if you can see that, it fits inside of a stud, inside of the bottom of a brick, and you can use it as a stud to make the pieces sit in opposition to each other. Anyway, pretty straightforward. Again, 266 piece set. Romulan to Deridex Warbird. Just like all their models, comes with a display stand and a name placard. This one has the Next Generation logo on it. Romulan to Deridex Warbird. There's the side view. There's the back. There's the front of it. You can kind of see generally the right shape. Top down looks better as far as shape goes. There you go, kind of like that. Nacelles on the side there. So let me pop this model off here very carefully. This is an extraordinarily fragile model, more so than any of the other ones I've built so far. So be aware of that. The faction symbol on this stand, which I always think is great. This is pretty much the exact same stand as the other Romulan Warbird that I did the other day. Identical build, except for the actual stand part. There's a couple of dark green pieces up here to better fit the fuselage look and feel once it goes on the stand. But yeah, pretty straightforward stand, nice and solid weight. It's just bricks on bricks. There's no hollow pieces or sections to this. It's all just really solid layers of bricks. Then we get to the model itself, and boy, I tell you, I was so frustrated with this model. It is so fragile. There are so many fiddly sections here, and wings that cantilever, but the wings are plates with plates on top, and it's kind of like the amount of studs that are holding each other together is really fragile, and there's no support underneath. There's no extra layers of bricks to hold it all together. So there was a number of times, in fact, you can see this is not engaged here. So I will try to be careful with this. I'm probably going to break it apart. But so the wings are not well supported with each other. The fuselage, like the main section, was super frustrating, and I'll tell you why. Because if you can see, there's a section in here where the top fuselage and the bottom fuselage do not connect, except in the very back, and then in the very front with this little boom right here. There's one very fragile stud here and one stud here that holds it all together. And all BlueBrixx needed to do was provide one or two 1x2 clear plates, like I've put in here. Like I've actually done a little kludge. If you can kind of see it, let me see if I can angle it right. Right in there, there's two 1x2 plates in there, just to give the front end of this a little more support, so you can kind of hold it together while you're clicking all the other pieces on. They didn't do that, which I'm surprised at, because one of their other sets actually has some clear pieces in it to give it a little bit more stability. And why they didn't apply that to this set is kind of beyond me. But BlueBrixx, if you're watching this and listening, like, please try to amend this set to put in a couple 1x2 clear plates right here at the front, just to give this a little bit more stability. That'll give it the illusion of it still being a clear, an open path, but it will give the ship a little bit more stability, and it will reduce the amount of frustration that it takes to put this set together, because the wings are so fragile, and putting the nacelles on is fairly fiddly because it kind of makes it all come together. And like, there's a couple pieces here, like on the undercarriage, if you're looking like this right here, and the one on the other side, these are literally just 1x4s that are stuck onto the bottom of the wings. They're not held into place by anything else. So as you're fiddling with it, trying to put it all together, those are some of the pieces that just like literally just fall off. Again, like the nacelles and everything else. So I mean, as a whole, like, the look and feel of a D'Deridex Warbird is pretty much there. I think the head of it looks pretty good with the swoopy pieces on the side, just to give it a little bit of texture and greebling. Just the overall look and feel. The wings, I'd have to go back and look at my source material, but I think the wing angle is a little off. And like I think the back of it's fine. There's no engines or anything. I would have maybe put, well, I'd have to go back and look and see where the impulse engines are on a D'Deridex. But nice use of clear, translucent green on the nacelles there, just to give it a little bit of color. Otherwise, this is all very much kind of like drab gray, drab green. So overall look and shape, not too bad. If I were going to rate this, like, from looks alone, I'd probably give it like a, I don't know, 8 out of 10. From a building perspective, I'd probably give this a 6 out of 10, mostly because it was just so frustrating. Not only because there was no stability in the front here for the fuselage, but also the way the wings are connected onto this thing. It involves 2 poles put into Technic pins, put into bricks. And if you don't get those pins into the bricks exactly the right way, your measurements are going to be off, and those pins are going to be bumping out a bit, and it makes it really hard to put the other bricks into place around them. And so that's where I had to pull out the pliers, is because I clearly realized that I got them in the wrong orientation. And again, the instructions were not clear about this, and so I had to go back and really stare at the instructions to figure out where was I going wrong, like where's the math off on this. So finally I got it worked out, which is great, but it would have been great for the instructions to be a little clearer, and I guess it would have been nice for this to be not quite such a fiddly model. But like, I understand to some extent the reasonings. I think maybe a little bit more engineering time might have helped it, especially with the extreme fragility of this. I think any kid is really going to struggle with this one. I mean, definitely, without a doubt, my 7-year-old would be like starting working on this, and like they'd be trying to put one piece on, and it would just like collapse around their hands, and they get super frustrated. So I don't know, maybe your youths are more patient with stuff like this, but even me, as an adult fan of Lego and an adult builder, fairly experienced, like, I'm confident I could get it done. I was still frustrated at parts of this, just because it's super annoying to build a model and like try to be putting one piece on one section and have another piece just fall off in your hands or fall off on the floor or whatever, and it's just super fragile and fidgety. In fact, literally, here I am holding it, and this piece just came off, because literally the only thing holding this piece onto the rest of it is 2 tile studs. There's no support on the bottom, and so in order for me to have to put that back together, I'm gonna have to be really careful. And there's no, like, again, I'm an adult guy. I've got big fingers, and it's really hard to kind of like fit this piece in here. I'm young, and now I can feel the frustration rising again. Oh my gosh. So I'm gonna have to play with this later, I guess. So this is the first BlueBrixx set I'm actually kind of disappointed with, only because of the fragility, and again, the fact that they didn't put any support on that front fuselage. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that'll have to do for now. I'm done. I don't want to mess with this anymore. I don't want to get frustrated. I got other things I want to do today. All right. Anyway, so there is the Romulan D'Deridex Warbird by BlueBrixx. It is a German company. If you want one, go order one from their website. It'll have to be shipped in from Germany. It'll take a few weeks to go through customs, but then you'll have them and then you can build it. This took me close to an hour to build. partly because of the technological issues and having to pull out the pliers, and then having to go find the little 1x2 plates to just drop in there. That I added that for the time because I shouldn't have had to do that, but I needed to do it in order to complete the model, just to make it right. So anyway, Romulan D'Deridex Warbird. Go grab one if you are interested. There it is, BlueBrixx. Thanks everybody. I'll have more BlueBrixx videos for you soon. More Captain's Log coming soon. So thanks so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you all.